don't think any of them can compare to the Titanic size of our next location. Ladies and gentlemen, we are investigating the RMS Titanic. Museum in Branson, Missouri.
On April 10th, 1912, the RMS Titanic embarked on its transatlantic maiden voyage from Southampton, England to New York City, ultimately carrying 2,208 passengers on board. After 4 calm days at sea, on the night of April 14th, the ship struck a massive iceberg, resulting in one of the greatest tragedies ever written in our collective history.
Frozen water. That's what killed 1,496 people that night.
Yet, the memory of this event still lives on today. In 2006, the Titanic Museum in Branson, Missouri opened its doors as home to one of the largest collections from that fateful voyage. And we're here to investigate incredible claims by the museum staff that there are full-bodied spirit manifestations whose hauntings are connected to their very personal objects.
Hello!
Ooh. Why doesn't everybody do that when I walk into the room?
Well, this is first class.
Oh, okay. So we just walked into the Titanic.
Yes.
What's absolutely amazing about this museum is the outside.
It is an exact recreation of the outside of the Titanic, half the size. We have over 400 real Titanic artifacts from the actual 1912 debris field or given by actual survivors.
Do you think by recreating this, there are specific people that are haunting the Titanic Museum?
I personally do. Welcome to the Grand Staircase.
Holy cow. This is like being on the actual ship.
Yes, the room we're standing in, it is actual size, and it was built for us using the real paper blueprints of the actual Titanic.
Is this where you saw an apparition?
Yes.
Okay, who was the apparition?
Who I believe it was John Jacob Astor. He was the richest man on board Titanic. He was 47. His new wife was 18. On the honeymoon, she finds out she's going to have a baby.
Did she survive?
She survived.
Why wouldn't he have survived as well?
Everybody thinks money can get you anything. You've got 2,208 passengers running up and down the decks. The officers are blowing the whistles, screaming orders. It's a fiasco. It's chaos at every turn. On one side of the ship, it's women and children only in a lifeboat. John Jacob Astor, he asked if he could board with her in her delicate condition.
Why would they refuse that?
They just refused. They said women and children only.
So money can always buy you your life.
Well, that time it didn't.
John Jacob Astor. He is the prominent apparition that you believe haunts the staircase.
I believe that because I've seen him more than one occasion, and it's always right there. Right there, the top of the stairs. And the reason I think it's him is because right there, the top, we have recreated exactly the bedroom that he stayed in on the Titanic.
I believe that you telling this story, that is the reason why you are seeing his apparition on this staircase. Do any of your customers ever get emotional?
Yes, we've had people just in hysterics in here, just crying uncontrollably because they said, I hear screaming.
Next, we're shown another room in the museum, which also seems to be drawing on energy from the Titanic.
This is the musicians' gallery.
So that scene in Titanic, where everybody's in chaos and everybody's just running for their lives to get that spot on a lifeboat. And those musicians are just sitting there. They looked at their fate and they said, you know what? We're going to go out doing what we love and play beautiful music until that moment that their bodies hit that ice-cold water and they perished. Who are the men who did that?
Well, there were 8 musicians on board Titanic. Wallace Hartley, he was the band leader, and this was the first time they had met.
As I'm standing here, it's very eerie. Every single one of these 8 faces of these band members are staring at me. I'll be honest with you, I haven't felt anything since I've been here. But I feel something here right now. Do you feel this? Come here and feel this.
Oh, I 100% feel it.
Do you feel that?
I really do, yeah.
Jamie, do you feel?
Can you feel that?
Right here, it's small. Are there any reports of children?
In this room, I have seen a child. That's what I saw.
You have?
Yes. So that's my ghost story.
Get the spirit box over here now, please.
Of the 133 children aboard the Titanic, nearly half lost their lives.
It is ice cold right here. Can you please speak to me?
After several minutes of attempting to communicate with this child's spirit, we don't receive a single voice on the spirit box.
You don't want to talk to us?
So Alexis takes us to another room, where evidence of childlike activity has occurred.
What area is this?
This is the captain's bridge. So every night we go through the museum and we clean all the cases, all the glass, all the plastic, everything. So I went through and I cleaned all of these windows like I do every single night. So I went to the other side. That's the promenade deck. That's the only room where I feel genuinely creeped out. And there were 2 kids' handprints on the window. And I tried to clean them, but they were on the other side that I just cleaned.
So can you show me the glasses where the little kids' handprints were?
It was this one.
It was this one.
Mm-hmm.
Why are there handprints on the glass?
I don't know.
Why are there handprints on the glass?
We cleaned it before you guys got here.
There are little kid handprints on the glass.
That one wasn't there before.
That just appeared.
In this moment, we are amazed by this sudden manifestation of child-sized handprints, which validates that we're communicating with one of the young victims of the Titanic. And this is hands down one of the most compelling pieces of evidence we've ever documented.
You putting your hands on the glass to get our attention?
We didn't have any kids come through the museum within the last 3 hours.
Really?
We had 2 people come through and make sure everything was clean before you guys came in.
We have validation that these windows were clean before we got here. And I know you're probably running from us because that's what little children do. But when we come back, we're going to bring you candy. We're going to bring you toys. I feel as though you'll speak to us when we bring these toys back and put them on these window ledges below your handprints. There's a wall here, and it has etchings. Third-class passengers, 181 survived, 528 perished. Imagine the maiden voyage of this massive ship. All these people are on this ship to start new lives, from the wealthy to the not-so-wealthy. I see all these names, I see all these deaths. Nearly 1,500 people whose names stare back at you. It puts a lot of things into perspective. This is the moment where you know that you're not going to be saved.
I would definitely say that we're not alone.
Whoa, it derailed.
As we examine the connection between the hauntings and artifacts on display at the Titanic Museum, a tour guide shows us an exhibit of the most personal and spiritual nature.
So, you have brought me to an exhibit here
And you're going to tell me about an unusual object.
This is Reverend Robert Bateman Bible, and he was a Baptist minister.
From ashes to ashes.
One of many of the ministers, the spiritual heroes who willingly gave their lives that night.
So it must be. So it must be.
Why is the Bible unusual?
The format in which it's printed, it has the original Greek Orthodox text of the New Testament, plus an English translation right next to it. This is the only Bible to actually survive the sinking of the Titanic, and it survived because he gave it to his sister-in-law in order that it would be returned to his wife.
So this exchange of this holy book, that moment of that handoff, he knew that he was going to die.
Yes. He was already at peace with what he fully expected to happen, and he knew that possibly the Bible would give his wife some semblance of peace as well.
The glory of our darkest nights and the comfort in times like these.
When we put the Bible on display, we set it on the rack that it sets on and just let it relax and open to the passage, whatever passage it wanted to open to.
What passage did it open
The
to?
passage it opened to is Christ walking on the water to his disciples.
Do you think that this museum is haunted by spirits?
I would definitely say that we're not alone. Here in the next room, in the children's gallery, we have one of the actual life vests. We don't know who this one came from. This one was actually removed from one of the bodies that was recovered.
It says that this life jacket was cut from a body that was in the ocean for several days. That person had all the faith in the world that this, what we're looking at right now, was going to save this person's life. The energy that's connected to these objects, it's a given. Why there are spirits here, there's energy here. And we have felt it already. So right now I am standing on the Titanic deck as it would have been sloped 45 degrees at 2:18 a.m. And then the reality has set in now that your strength is going to eventually give away and you are going to have to let go. This is the moment where you know that this is it, that you're not going to be saved. This is the exact water temperature as the ocean would have been.
It gets your attention.
It's only been in there 30 seconds. My fingers are hurting. Oh, and it's not like it just goes cold. It hurts. Oh, gosh. And I've had enough. Ouch. Thank you. Whew. But when you come here to the Titanic Museum in Branson, Missouri, it's really cool. Not only do you get to see the objects that were on board that night, to put yourself in these little positions too. It only makes that experience that much more real. Day 2 of our investigation. I was overwhelmed yesterday by those windows and talking about how handprints would appear, and before our very eyes, we saw little child's handprints form.
That one wasn't there before.
That just appeared. I made a promise to that little child that I would bring back toys. So, we are at the world's largest toy museum to find this little kid's spirit some really cool toys. How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you guys doing?
Good. So we are filming at the Titanic.
Oh,
Do you believe in ghosts?
I definitely believe in ghosts.
Well, we encountered a little child's spirit at the Titanic yesterday. So I told the little child that I would get the child some toys.
We might have to do some big-time negotiating.
Okay, I'm a good bargainer. We've got to find the right toys, because that's everything. These are perfect. Let's get this one. We can wind it up.
Let me see. I don't think we can part with that one.
What about this one?
Definitely not.
Robots. How about this one here for $100?
I don't think we can do that one.
All due respect, we're just in a rush, and we've asked him,
running
100 times if we could buy something. But let's keep looking. Here we go. My heart is feeling love here towards all of these cars, and there's so many of them.
Let's keep looking.
Can we borrow it? Like, just for like an hour or two? Or?
How about this? Is there anything in here for sale? I'm just thinking out loud.
We've got a gift shop,
But it's all new stuff.
but it looks old. A spirit might not know the difference.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Look at 1910. How much for the teeter-totter?
Make
The
me an offer.
teeter-totter?
Uh-huh.
Okay, now we're getting somewhere. We'll do 300 for it.
Do you realize how rare that piece is?
Okay, how about we rent it for 100 and we'll bring it back to you tomorrow.
But how is that little spirit gonna feel about it if you take...
Whoa, derailed. Just as you talked about the spirit.
Yeah? Does that happen often?
No,
Are you serious?
never.
The spirits are getting upset with you because you're not making a deal with us.
But how is that little spirit gonna feel about it if you take... But how is that little spirit gonna feel about it if you take...
You said you had a gift shop.
Yes,
Are there toys for sale in the gift shop?
yes, definitely.
Let's go to the gift shop.
Good, right in here.
We're not gonna be able to get them anything that's old or anything.
What about old looking, Zach?
Yeah, old looking.
Okay, I'll find some
old-looking.
old looking toys.
Ooh, look at this one.
I got a train, Zach.
All right, check this out. Look at this. I found a 1905 car. 1905.
I've got a train.
That's awesome.
I got this little wooden toy that back in the day Santa Claus would make and give to you underneath the tree because they didn't really have
marbles.
toys.
Okay, so we found a clown doll for sale. Has a price tag on it, so you cannot tell us that it's not for sale because there's a price tag on it.
Hey.
Okay. Should you ring us up for all this stuff?
I can do that.
Okay.
Sure can.
So we did it. We made a sale.
We made a sale.
Thank you very, very
Thank
much.
you.
Yes.
Thank you.
I'm sorry if we brought ghosts to your place.
That was eerie.
Can you feel that? That is so cold.
Can you show yourself, little kid?
Oh, I get the chills, dude. They're here. They are here.
We are getting ready to now board the Titanic Museum in Branson, Missouri. Billy, we filmed interviews here. We witnessed some really incredible things. We're walking backwards. And,
Incredible, by the way.
but not as incredible as what we witnessed earlier. And to bring things more serious, the reason why there's so many spirits inside here are because of the artifacts that were so closely connected to them at the times of their deaths and to the personal self, like the Bible, a wedding band taken off the finger of the dead body that was floating in the ocean for days.
Yeah, for sure.
However, we're targeting this little child that we witnessed handprints forming on the windows with an eyewitness, a tour guide, to validate what we saw was real. There are little kid handprints on the glass.
That one wasn't there before.
That just appeared.
How you doing, sir?
Thank you very much. Do we have permission to board?
You have permission to board.
Okay, thank you, Mick.
You're welcome.
Okay,
Here you go, sir.
thank you, and Mick is going to lock us inside.
Thank you, Mick. Good luck, gentlemen.
We set up multiple X-cams throughout this massive Titanic museum, then decide to split up into 2 teams for our investigation.
Okay, right now we're in the musicians gallery. Jay is investigating with me. We're teamed up. And I have Billy and Aaron. They're investigating together. I believe they're going to start out investigating the grand staircase. And Jay and I are immediately going right after the little child spirit that we encountered yesterday when he left handprints on the windows. Hey, little kid. We brought you some toys.
promised you I would. Can you show yourself, little kid? Are you playing hide and seek with us? Don't be afraid of us. We saw your handprints yesterday.
You felt him right there too, right?
Yeah.
Because remember it was really low.
Yeah.
It is ice cold right here. Can you please speak to me?
Aaron and Billy, come in.
Yeah, go ahead, Zach.
Hey, Billy, I got a quick idea. Do you guys want to head up into the musicians gallery by the piano? And Jay and I are going to go outside the Captain's Bridge on the outside of the windows where we captured the handprints yesterday. And we're going to go in there and set up toys there. And we think this little child goes back and forth from there to the musicians gallery. And I was thinking while we're out there investigating, see if he or she shows themselves in the musicians area.
Okay, we're headed up that way right now.
You ready?
Yeah.
Now what I will say is the museum, this is meant to simulate outside on the ship. So once we open this door, it is absolutely freezing out there. So we're gonna go outside and it is gonna be ice cold. You ready?
Let's do it.
Hey, little kid. You putting your hands on the windows today?
Right now, Aaron and I are inside the musical room, and we're going to set up the paranormal book too, while Jay and Zach are just on the other side outside doing their experiment. We'll see if we get any answers on the inside. Let's put it right there.
Not only that, but we have a thermal camera shooting right at the piano just in case something happens.
I have an idea. These are the 8 members of the band that went down with the ship, all those portraits. I think we should directly try and contact and talk to each one of them by name and see if one of them will answer us.
That's a good idea.
We can ask the same question to each of them. Maybe one of them.
Okay. Do you want me to go and call their name?
What? Pull your hands right here.
Whoa.
Can you feel that?
That is so cold.
Aaron, I think they're here. The second I said, oh, I get the chills, dude.
Then they're here.
They are here.
Just as Billy feels an ice-cold pocket of air in front of the piano, watch very closely as an unexplained light anomaly appears on the piano keys, as if a spirit is trying to play the instrument. We debunk this as not being any type of light reflection from Billy's watch, because there is no infrared light source hitting him from that direction, and when he moves his arm back in that direction, which happens multiple times, the anomaly never appears again.
Oh, I get the chills, dude.
Then they're here.
They are here.
Hey, we just got a figure and it was on the window.
Ask how old are you, and it says 6.
Oh my God, there's actual finger marks here.
As we investigate the Titanic Museum in Branson, Missouri, we're stationed on the promenade deck, where earlier we captured profound evidence of a child spirit.
Okay, right now we are at the area where the little kid put his hand on the windows that we witnessed with the tour guide. It was incredible. We have an X camera off of night vision with the light on aimed at that same window. We cleaned it with glass cleaner, and in the window sill we put candy, marbles, and a winding toy to see if there's any action on those toys. Then on the ground here we put our fuel card, a train, and a doll. And I'm going to do SLS to see if we're able to lure this little child in so that we can actually see the child's apparition.
With trigger objects in place, we are about to capture some of the most incredible SLS evidence in the history of our investigations. This will also validate the unexplained handprints that appeared on these glass windows earlier.
I don't want you to be afraid of us, okay? Very curious as to why you chose the Titanic to visit. How did you get here? Were you actually on the real Titanic boat? Do you remember hearing all the screaming and the toys in the window? What I'm doing is I'm shooting the windows at an angle so that I don't shoot myself in the reflection of the window. Oh my God, Jay! Jay, did you just see that? Jay, we just got a figure and it was on the window. It was standing on top of the guardrail. It was in front of the window.
So it was little and it climbed up?
Oh my God, it was incredible.
So it was a little figure that climbed up on the rail?
I just captured a little figure standing on the guardrail at this window. That was incredible. That is what I wanted, and I did not expect that. Holy cow. God, that was awesome, dude. That was so awesome, man. It's exactly what I wanted to see.
To get a little...
It's weird because we baited this window with the toys, and the figure was standing right here.
It's like it's checking it out, kind of...
Yeah, when you at the window, we need to go check that window for handprints.
Yeah. Which one was it? Was it 2 over?
2 down. Okay, we're going to go to the window right now very slowly. Hold on. To see if there's a handprint that formed on... Oh my God, Jay, come here. Jay, he's back.
You see it?
He's back.
Wow,
He's back.
It's a little kid up there.
His hands are out to his sides.
It's like he's balancing up there.
Somehow, some way, he's... Okay, here he... Oh, he just went through the window! Aaron and Billy, come in. Aaron and Billy, come in.
Yes, go ahead.
We baited the window with candy and toys. The center one where the handprints were. I'm doing SLS. I'm shooting the windows at an angle. Nothing's happening. Standing here for 10 minutes, nothing. All of a sudden, 2 windows down, there's a little figure standing on the guardrail looking through the window. Then, he disappears. He comes back, and now he's between the 2 windows. He's just standing there with his arms out. Never seen anything like it before. Then comes down a little bit and literally disappears, shoots through the window. You can see his body go through the window towards you guys at the musicians gallery. What is going on over there right now? And be very aware that he may be going over there right now.
Immediately after I radio Aaron and Billy to tell them that I just saw this little figure shoot through the window, heading towards them in the music gallery, Aaron quickly sets out some cookies and candy. Then they begin receiving additional evidence of this child's spirit.
Billy, can you just shine your light right here? Just so I can see. Oh my God. Female. We're setting up it right now, this thing, and it says female as I'm grabbing the cookies. Isn't it supposed to be a little girl?
Yeah.
We're setting up. I just have the Ovilus going to be safety, and it's a female on it, and we're wondering, are you a female kid?
I'm gonna move this. There's no handprints on this one. The little figure appeared 2 windows down. I'm gonna move this so I can see with the light. I'll go over there and see if there's any handprints that appeared in these windows. All of these were clean before tonight. This is 1. This is 2.
Oh my God. I can see it from here. You see that right there? Look, right there and right there. There's
What?
2 sets of hands.
The hell?
Or 1 set of hands. And you can see, look, you can tell it's been wiped. There's like some streaks.
Look at this, Jay.
Those are fresh.
This is the same window that we just witnessed the SLS figure jump through. We also know 100% that the staff here at the Titanic Museum cleaned all of the windows right before our investigation.
Oh God, no.
And then there's one down here. Do you see that one?
Print on here. Oh my God, there's actual finger marks here.
You can see the grooves, like the actual fingerprint.
As Jay and I begin making our way over to Aaron and Billy to show them our new evidence, the guys continue trying to make contact with this figure who has already told them that she's a female.
How old are you? How old are you? You're kind. How old are you? There's a lot of commotion. No, what? Dude.
6? Oh my God, Zach, come in here.
Questions we are asking right now are incredible, and they're answering all of them.
Hey, the second that you guys said switch it up and talk to the child.
And I put this on because there's no time to waste, and it basically says female, and I asked how old are you, and it says 6.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
It just said, he said,
Yeah.
how old are you? It said 6.
6. And wait, did you just hear a woman's voice?
Was that your voice that we heard?
Descend to the bottom of the ocean.
As we pursue the spirit of a child at the Titanic Museum, we find ourselves in the midst of a highly charged communication session.
Tell me one of the toys that I left for you. Can you give me the name of one of the toys?
Eat. Candy! Wait, dude, it stopped talking because it was eating. I'm serious. It was eating.
The cookies and the candy.
Doesn't that make sense?
What are you eating? What are you eating? We know you're here. We just want to know how you got here.
Right. Can you give us some information? Deep, like you, this thing's getting really cold, like sunk, maybe, you know, like, why'd you say deep? Deep on, descend. Oh my God, I go, did something happen because it said deep, descend.
To the bottom of the ocean.
Bottom of the ocean.
Could this 6-year-old girl now be giving Aaron information on how she died while trapped aboard the Titanic as it descended deep into the frigid waters of the ocean? Billy now begins using the spirit sweep device to see if he can physically hear the spirit that has been communicating through the Ovilus.
I have this device right here, right next to the cookies. Right next to the cookies and the candy. Can you just come over here and start playing with this toy right here?
Oh my God, it says how. And wait, did you just hear a woman's voice?
Yeah, I went,
Billy incredibly captures what sounds like a sad female moan on this spirit sweep device. Listen closely.
Can you just come over here and start playing with this toy right here?
Oh,
right here?
oh,
Right here?
oh my God.
As Jay and I continue investigating the Titanic Museum in an unknown location, we begin hearing something unexplained.
Whoa. What is... Stop. It's vibrating. Stop. Oh my God. Oh, look what it says.
Iceberg right ahead.
Iceberg right ahead.
Who is this?
Okay, this is really interesting. Jay and I just came into this exhibit here, and immediately we started hearing a loud vibrating sound. Something was rattling. And I came over here, and this piece of etched glass that says iceberg right ahead was vibrating very loudly. And I could put my finger, as soon as I put my finger, I went like this. It was like a phone that's vibrating. And as soon as I investigated further, this whole thing right here is dedicated to Frederick Fleet. This is the man who's the one who yelled, "Iceberg, right ahead!" It's pretty incredible.
Yeah.
So was that some type of a sign? Was a spirit using their vibrations to vibrate this glass?
Must have, let us know.
To let us know.
Yeah, he warned us. He was warning them.
As I grab an X camera and start setting it up, I look out into the dark room and see the glow of a child's apparition, and it really, really stuns me.
That was really weird, man. Did you just see something?
Yeah, I did. I think I just saw a little kid. A little boy with chubby cheeks. He had like a vest on. I don't know if that was a life preserver, life jacket. But that life jacket, you see how the bars go this way?
Yeah.
This one went this way.
Huh. So it was a kind of different style.
That's the only style that worked. This one, it was like that, dude. It was a little boy with dirty blonde hair. I swear this is crazy, but I got his visual. It was right here. What was
In this room?
Yes. It's right here. Oh my God!
That's all the children.
Oh my God! Are you kidding me? I did not even know this was all children. What are the odds that this is... I didn't even see it. It's been pitch black.
I didn't know this was the
I
children's
haven't even
section.
seen this over here.
As we are in a pitch black room, Jay nor myself have any idea whatsoever that where I see this little child's apparition is right in front of the memorial for all of the children who died aboard the Titanic. We immediately turn on the spirit box to see if we can get any audio evidence of the child I just saw.
Little
kid. Did you hear that? It sounded like a little kid.
A little child's voice suddenly comes through the spirit box.
It was a little kid.
Like you heard it.
That was
It's
clear
like a little
clear as day. Little kid going,
right here were all these little kids, children of the Titanic. Was that your voice that we heard? What is this?
It's another voice.
We capture another child's voice, and this one almost sounds like it's saying, peekaboo.
What is this?
It's another voice.
The little child. What's your name?
Just a kid.
There's children in here and they're running around.
Just heard a bang right here.
I'm a little shook up.
It seems as though the common hauntings reported by staff and guests here at the Titanic Museum are the spirits of children, and so far over the course of our investigation, we are discovering that this is very accurate. And now the little child apparition that I just saw is about to be witnessed by Billy on the other side of the museum.
Bill? Yeah. Hey.
Yeah.
Come here. I just saw something. You come here. What? That's the thing, kid. Come here, dude. Quickly, please.
Hang on. It's just a kid.
Okay, then that validates what I just said.
Kid. Right when you said, hey, Aaron, I'm feeling something, I said, hang on, and I started walking over here to you. It just said kid. That says kid right now.
Okay.
Why, what's up? Give me right.
Come here. Please follow me. Before I freak out, dude. Come here. So I wander into this room, camera down, I'm not filming, just walking like this, and I see something dark from there to there, behind there, about this tall. Bring up my light so I can see what it is, and there's nothing there. It's right here, dude. It scared the crap out of me.
You know what that means?
It got down like this, Aaron. It went like this. Stand over there. It went like this.
You know what's crazy?
What?
That makes sense, because if I didn't feel anything, then it ran, and from you.
It went, it darted, and then you said that thing said kid.
Yeah.
There's children in here and they're running around.
I know.
Just like throughout this entire investigation, every time we experience a small child's spirit in our presence, it is validated by a piece of our scientific equipment. Could this child be wandering the museum and looking for this?
You alright?
Yeah, that's the first, I was a little shook up. So when I pulled the light up, there's nobody there. Sister. It says sister.
Billy grabs the thermal imaging camera to see if he can find this little child who is looking for his sister.
I don't see anything on this.
Take a right. Right now, we're cruising around the whole museum, trying to just do thermal, see if we can't capture anything at all.
I'm using my thermal eye right now. In total darkness, just scanning.
Where are we? You hear that?
What was that?
I just heard a bang right here. And we're right by the life jacket. Could you stand here in front of your life jacket, please?
There's some weird anomaly behind you.
Really?
As Billy and Aaron are both standing absolutely still, you can see an unexplained small figure peek around this corner at them. What makes this extremely valid and proves that it is not Billy's reflection is that this unknown figure does not reflect heat, and most importantly, it moves around the corner while Billy is completely stationary on his feet. The artifacts at the Titanic Museum are drawing its most vulnerable victims back from their watery grave. The encounters we documented prove they are still in a state of unrest and looking to communicate their story with the living.